The same sun that just gave you a tan, put a magnifying glass under it, and then put a leaf under it or something. Boom. You light yourself up on fire. Same energy. What was the difference? Focus, focus. Purpose is a great way for you to handle your thoughts. Purpose is a great way for you to handle your thoughts. It says, until thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. Until your thought. So what he's telling us, or suggesting, is that your thoughts needs to be linked with purpose. Your thinking needs to be linked with purpose. So pretty much what he's telling us is that purpose is a great way. The way for you to get a handle on your thoughts is to think on these things, as the Bible says. Think on purpose. It's a way to kind of marshal in the direction that you want your thoughts, marshal in the direction that you want your focus to be on. What do you want to see in your life? What are you focusing on? So it's like you get to a toll gate. It's like, or this big highway. It's like the first toll. It becomes your way to be able to take control, to shape your life, And he says in the first sentence here, he says, until your thoughts, 460. If you're following, until your thought is linked with purpose, until you start thinking with purpose, until your thought is linked with purpose, there is no intelligent accomplishment. Until your thought is linked with purpose, there's no intelligent accomplishment. So you think, until your thinking is really like linked to a specific purpose. So what do you think is the question? Until your thoughts is linked to purpose, no intelligent accomplishment. And again, I think it was in the forward, right? He talked about this word intelligence as it's used here. He's really saying, until our thought is linked to the specific purpose, there is nothing new. Intelligent accomplishment. There's nothing new. You're not creating anything new when you're not thinking in purpose and thinking purposefully. You're not creating anything new. You're not building anything new. You're not making anything new. And really, that's the purpose of thought. Thought is that creative power. It's how we create our lives. It's the whole picture. Our whole picture is thought out in purpose. It's pretty much the whole purpose of the book. As a man thinketh, so is his life. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is his life. So your thought becomes the creative purpose for why you exist. For most people are probably searching for their purpose. And a lot of people, one of the reasons why a lot of people come into coaching is because they're searching for their purpose. And I always encourage people that before you start any program, before you get into, I'm considering doing a certification for another program, and you always want to ask yourself, what's the purpose? What is the purpose? What's the purpose of why I want to do this program? What's the purpose for why I want to go on this journey? What is the purpose? Because you have to you have to link your thoughts. You have to link your thoughts with purpose, because to link your thoughts, purpose allows us to be. Purpose becomes that filter. It becomes that filter to your thinking. Purpose becomes that filter to your thinking. Pursuing when you add thought to thinking, it becomes pursuing what our purpose is, right? Your thinking begins to help you harness what your purpose really is, because our purpose should serve as a filter through which we make the decisions in our lives and through which we think. So the question we all need to be asking ourselves, the way we think, how has purpose contributed to it? How have we been intentional with purpose. And I think when it talks about intelligent accomplishment here on line 460, it makes me think, well, what do you want to achieve? I read something someone just shared on one of the other groups, the as a man, Think and Grow Rich, annual income, monthly income group. And she said she's been challenged this week to ask the question, what do I really want? And I'm asking everybody on this call this morning, what do you really want to achieve? What do you really want to achieve? Because if you know what you want to achieve, you've got a better chance of achieving it. And my challenge consistently in working with many people, including myself, is until thought is linked to purpose, until you're very clear what you want to achieve, you're not likely to achieve anything. We've just heard Remy talk about her gratitude with her blood pressure. Until thought is linked with purpose, the moment there was a clear purpose, the moment she knew what she needed to achieve, the moment she knew, wow, this blood pressure is getting out of hand, I need to do something about it. Boom, that triggered the 21-day action plan. Until your thought is linked to purpose. Now, what she's talking about this morning is her intelligent accomplishment. So all of a sudden, she's gone to the hospital, and then she's being given a clean slate. The doctors are saying, wow, what has happened? Just in 21 days, what has changed? Her thought has been linked to purpose. So when your thought is linked to purpose, then there becomes an intelligent accomplishment. So I dare say that if you're not seeing any results in your life right now, you haven't employed thought and purpose. What are you not seeing in your life? Have you employed thinking purposefully? Until thought is linked to purpose, you're not creating anything new. You're not making anything new. Nothing new is happening in your life. If you want to experience newness every day, if you want to consistently produce, then make sure that you're thinking in purpose. Because if you know what you want to achieve, then you get a better chance of achieving it. And if you don't know what you want to achieve, you're just going to do whatever you fancy doing at that particular time. So if you haven't got a purpose, then you're just going to do whatever you feel like doing. Your thoughts are going to be sporadic. Your thoughts are going to be, it's just going to be mental activity. You're just thinking different things. It's going to be frenetic. You're just from one thought to the other, just moving from one direction to the other. And what you're going to find out is you're not going to achieve anything because you haven't really gotten anything in mind. You haven't gotten anything in mind. So you're just going. It's just going to be tension relieving rather than goal achieving. Now, it becomes goal achieving when thought is linked to purpose. But if you've got something in mind to achieve, when you've got something in mind, then you're much likely to have more of your thoughts then come into harmony. Your thoughts then come into harmony that would now begin to help you move toward. And you don't think you're seeing results or you're not seeing any results. Then my question is, have you been thinking with purpose? Because until your thoughts is linked with purpose, we're still on the first line, 460. Until your thoughts is linked with purpose, there's no intelligent accomplishment. Until your thoughts is linked with purpose, you're not creating anything new in your life. You're not creating anything new. You're not getting any new results. You're not getting any new breakthroughs. You're not getting better. You're not making more money. You're not getting healthier. But if you've got something in your mind, then you're much more likely to have more of your thoughts to be in harmony with. And I think when you link your thoughts with purpose, when you begin to link your thoughts with purpose, it's kind of like you're harnessing all that energy to a specific end. You're harnessing all that energy to something in particular. You're putting your whole weight behind it. You get that kind of a good picture. He says with the majority, 461, with the majority, the back of thoughts is allowed to drift upon the ocean of life. The purpose helps us stay focused. It's kind of like having a magnetic knot. It's like having a plan first. Purpose helps us stay in a plan. Purpose should be the plan. Why am I? He says, why am I? What do I want to achieve? Because if purpose helps you get a direction to think into, a direction to move into. I don't know how I'm going to get there. This is the direction I'm heading. I don't know how I'm going to get there. Purpose helps you get a direction. Purpose helps you get a direction. He says, with the majority, the back of thoughts is allowed to drift upon the ocean of life. You can't just allow your thoughts drift. He says, aimlessness is a vice, and such drifting must not continue. If your thoughts are just drifting, he says, such drifting must not continue for him who would steer clear of catastrophe and destruction. If your thoughts are not linked to purpose, then you set yourself up for catastrophe. You set yourself up for destruction. Because your thoughts is energy. Thoughts are energy. So, and your thoughts are real energy. Purpose allows us to direct and then harness that energy. Purpose allows us to harness that energy. So think about what happens when you take a great amount of energy and harness it and direct it and focus it. You know, you can lay down on the beach for 3 hours. Especially if you're Caucasian, you lay down on the beach for 3 hours or a few hours, you're going to go red. You're going to go red. You just, right? You're going to have a tan. And guess what? Take that same sun, and then put a magnifying glass under that same sun. The same sun that just gave you a tan. Put a magnifying glass under it, and then put a leaf under it or something. Boom. You light yourself up on fire. Same energy. What was the difference? Focus. And that's what purpose does for us. Until your thoughts have been targeted, until your thoughts have been put in focus. Now, if you don't have a central purpose in life, if you don't have a magnetic north, if you don't know where you are going, he says, we fall easy prey, 463. They who have no central purpose in their life. When you don't have a central purpose in your life, they who have no central purpose in their life fall an easy prey to what? Worries, easy prey to what? Fears, easy prey to what? Troubles and self-pity. All of which lead just as surely as deliberately planned sins. Though by a different route, just as surely as deliberately planned sins, though by a different route, to failure, unhappiness, and loss, for weakness cannot persist in a power-evolving universe. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. That's what he's saying there. So if you don't direct your thinking, if you don't stand for something, then you're going to fall for anything. So is your thought linked to purpose? Is your thought linked to purpose? 470 says, a man should conceive of a legitimate purpose in his heart and set out to accomplish it. Yeah. A man should conceive of a legitimate purpose in his heart and set out to accomplish it. Can you guys see a pattern there? You conceive, you take in a legitimate purpose. It does not say you then stop there.